everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bonny. Welcome to Bonny Beauty Hub. Alright, so it is that time of the year, at least my favorite time of the year, where Sephora products are on sale. So the first access comes to Sephora Rouge members. So for us, the sale starts on the 5th of April and ends on the 15th of April. And we get 20%. And next is VIB. For VIB members, the sale begins on the 9th of April and ends on the 15th of April. And VIB members get 15% off. Then it's for insiders. For insiders, again, the sale starts on the 9th and ends on the 15th. But for insiders, it's 10% off. And during the entire time, beginning the 5th of April to the 15th of April, all, not considering which level you are, whether it's an insider, VIB or VIB Rouge, everyone gets 30% off on the Sephora collection. So this time the code is YAYSAVE. I'm going to put it on the screen right here, and I'll also mention the dates in the description box below so you are aware of the dates. So let's get into it. I have created a lot of videos before. I create videos for all the VIB sales. So right now, from the previous sale until now, there hasn't been a lot of change in the products that I've been loving. So I'm going to link those videos as well below. So those favorites are still my favorites. So even if you see those videos, if you feel there is something that would suit you, definitely go purchase it and give it a try. This time it's more like a favorites video because there are a lot of products that I've spoken about it in the past as well, but that proves that these has been amazing products. So definitely you can give it a try. So I don't have a lot of skincare because the past few months I've been working on mostly drugstore skincare. So I only have one skincare product which I'm head over heels with, and that is from Glow Recipe. So this is the Cloudberry Bright Essence Toner. This brightens the skin, it gives enough hydration, it firms my skin, it has given me such a smooth texture, it is diminishing my pigmentation, diminishing my pores, it does all the wonders. So this has been one product that I've been loving, and definitely give it a try because it feels just like water. I have very less left, so this is definitely going in my wish list as well. So it feels like water. If you can see, this is the texture for it. And this is the very first step that you can use in your skincare. So this sinks into your skin really quick, and then it works as wonder by letting the other skincare products get into your skin even better and work their wonders as well. So it is a magic potion. I love it. So moving on to makeup. Primer. For the past few months I've not been a primer girl, but Tatcha Liquid Canvas, it never lets me down. Just because the few months I've not been using primer, it's because maybe of the weather or my skin changing because of my age. I could not see a lot of difference when I used a primer. So that is the only reason I stopped wearing this. But otherwise, I've been wearing this for years and years. So I love this. And another primer that I have, whenever I was traveling, I try to travel with a primer, and this has been the primer that I always go to because this gives me that enough amount of hydration. It doesn't work a lot on my pores, but it gives me hydration and it helps my makeup last longer. So the Caliray Primer has been my favorite. So moving on to color corrector. So after my skincare, I do my primer and then it is color corrector. So Natasha Denona, I don't know if I've spoken about this before. Maybe I have spoken about this, but this has been my color corrector for a long time. I used to be a diehard fan of the Bobbi Brown color corrector, and this has totally replaced it. The texture of this is slightly thicker than the Bobbi Brown, but this is so full coverage. And sometimes if I'm wearing a no makeup day, I'm wearing like a skin tint or a very lightweight foundation, I only wear this color corrector and wear the foundation a little bit over the eyes as well, and it works wonders. It doesn't crease. Though it is heavy, it doesn't crease under my eyes. So after my color corrector, I go for foundation. So there are two foundations. I was like surprised when I saw these two because mostly these days I've gone towards skin tints, BB creams, CC creams, serum foundations, which are very similar to skin tints. But when I was looking at if I go for a foundation, the main foundations has been these two. So this is from Patrick Ta. It is called the Cream Foundation and Finishing Powder Duo. You can know how much I've used it because I've been using this for the past 1.5 years. Recently I traveled to India and that is when the powder broke. Otherwise I've traveled a lot. For almost a year I've traveled with this and the powder did not break. Maybe it's been more than a year and that is why it broke, but that is an amazing foundation. And then the Danessa Myricks one. So you can see the theme here. It is these cream products that I've been loving. I'm 41 years old, I have oily combination skin, and these are the products that work really well. And I'm a person, I don't like full coverage. I don't like something that's super heavy, super thick, and super full coverage. I want something that makes me look very natural, give me a very natural, radiant, soft focus look. So these are the products that help me get that look. So yeah. So moving on to concealers. For concealers, I have a little bit. So first, I've spoken about this concealer I think for the past 2 years now. This is my third bottle. I love this. This is medium to buildable. It is not super full coverage because when I don't use a color corrector, by the end of the day I can definitely see my dark circles peeking through. So that's the only reason I say it's not full coverage. But if you don't have super duper dark circles, you don't need a color corrector. This works wonderful. It brightens. The best part of this is it gives me that radiant glow under my eyes. At the same time, it gives me a very good brightening effect. And if I want a full coverage, if I don't want to wear a color corrector, I just want to wear a concealer that is full coverage, Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is really creamy. It has that rich creamy texture to it and it gives amazing coverage. I don't wear this a lot because I like to have something very lightweight under my eyes, because this, after one point of time, you can feel it's heavy. I sometimes have to tap it with my fingertips, but I'm okay to take that extra effort because this is really beautiful. It is not super duper matte. You can see the trend over here. I don't like anything that's very matte. So yeah, I love this for full coverage. And this is a product I've recently fallen in love with. This is a really good dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. Maybe I have to do a side-to-side comparison. The coverage is a little bit more, it gives a little bit more brightness than this one. This is very light coverage, but the finish is so beautiful. It gives a very natural finish. And Sephora, as I told you, it's 30% off. So amazing deal. If you don't have dark circles, you can wear it as it is. And if you have dark circles, just use the Natasha Denona color corrector and use this. Beautiful finish. Then after that, I move on to cream bronzer. So in cream bronzers, I have, I think in all the categories, I have two products, and that is because of either the color or because of the formulation. So Makeup by Mario, this is when I want, like I'm wearing it today. So when I want more pigmentation, when I want that packed up look, when I'm going for a full coverage look, my sort of full coverage look, I go for this. And this is also a product that I can travel with. The reason, this not only has full coverage, this also has a brush on the other side, and you can easily take off the brush and clean it as well. So this is super easy for me while traveling. So I love this. There are beautiful shades. It gives me the perfect amount of warmth, a perfect amount of pigmentation. And if I'm going for a no makeup look, sometimes I'm not even wearing a foundation, I'm just doing a concealer. This is the bronzer that I go for. This is from Merit Beauty in the shade Leo. It's called a balm. It is called a bronzing balm, and you can see it looks so much like skin. So when they call it a balm, the texture is actually like a balm. It blends out like a dream. So you have very less amount of pigmentation left on your skin, and that gives you the perfect natural look. So all the products that I'm talking about, I'm not mentioning the colors because everything will be listed in the description box below. And if there is a product where I like multiple colors, I would link all those colors and mention them as well. So now that we've done cream bronzer, I'm moving on to powder bronzer. The Gucci powder bronzer, what can I say? I think I'm almost hitting pan over here. You can see the dent in this. It is a bronzer. I love this. It is a matte bronzer, and it just does it for me. It just cuts my cheek. I'm not wearing this today because I'm wearing the product that I'm going to talk about. So this is a matte bronzer that still gives me a very natural look. Does that make sense? It doesn't make me look dry or patchy. And the other one is Pat McGrath. So this has a little bit of radiance to it. And this also has a little bit of extra warmth to it. The Gucci bronzer, it is warm, but it also has a bit of neutralness to it. They will look very similar when I place them together, but this gives me a little bit more warmth. So the days I need extra warmth, I go for this one. And the days that I'm going for a natural look, I want a little bit of radiance, I go for this one. And this, if I'm doing a full face, I just need the bronzed look, I go for the Gucci one. Moving on to cream blush. This was super easy because I have just one blush formulation that I love. And you can see it's from Danessa Myricks. I'm going to list all these shades for you. If I'm not given an option and if I'm told to choose just one, then I would choose this shade, Primadonna. I love it. It has a coral color to it. So it has a mixture of pink and peachiness. So if I'm wearing a cool toned makeup or a neutral makeup or a warm toned makeup, this blush goes with everything. It is a cream blush which is super pigmented. You need not even set it with a powder because it is a cream that sets into a powder. But today I'm wearing two blushes. So I initially started with this one, but then I'll show you what I set it with. So cream blush was very easy. It is only the Danessa Myricks blushes. Moving on to powder blushes, Sephora blushes. The Sephora collection is anyway very inexpensive. So with the 30% off, it's going to be a super duper great deal. So this is Sweet on You. This is a peachy blush. You can see the tones that I'm going for. I love peachy coral toned blushes. I love all the warmth that I can get. So the Sephora blush in Sweet on You, and the other one is Onesize Beauty Freaky Peach. So this, I like all the textures. I like the cream blush as well. I love the powder. Powder is the best. I love the powder blush, but this is also a really good combination for traveling because it has the cream blush, powder blush and a highlight all built into this. It is a little bit bulky, but I don't mind because it gives me three different formulations. So Freaky Peach and Sweet on You. I love these blushes. So after a blush, moving on to highlighter. The first is from Rare Beauty. So this is in the shade Flaunt. I love this because there are a lot of other highlighters that I like, but mostly cream highlighters, they come in a stick formulation and I don't like to drag the stick on my face because somewhere I feel it takes away the blush or takes away the foundation. I love this more also because of the applicator, and this is not a highlighter that would be seen from the moon. It looks very glowy, but it's still a very subtle highlighter. In a liquid highlighter, I like a subtle highlighter. However, I'm going to be very contradicting because the next one is from Merit Beauty, and this is very different because I like it because of the formulation. Again, it is a balm highlighter just like the balm bronzer. So this is again something that if you have a no makeup look, you want a skin to look very natural, this gives you a wet look. So even sometimes when I'm just doing a photo shoot, I take a little bit and dab it over my eyes and just on my skin because it gives me the wet look. So if you're looking for a very natural finish but still glowy and look wet and not greasy, this is one. I don't think a lot of anyone are talking about this. I haven't seen anyone talking about this. I should talk about it more. So this is an amazing highlighter. Definitely give it a try. Moving on to powder highlighters, again Flaunt from Rare Beauty. So this is a highlighter that I think I can go one shade lighter as well. Sometimes if I go for a very pinky or very cool toned pink blush, I'm not able to wear this, so I might go for the other shade which is called Exhilarate. This is Flaunt. This is a pure golden color highlighter, but it looks beautiful. So this is the highlighter that you want to want to be seen from the moon, this is the highlighter that you would go for. And another highlighter which is very, very subtle. This doesn't have a lot of shades, and when I saw this initially, it took me a lot of time to even buy it. I think this I bought it during the previous VIB sale, and they have only one shade. They don't have a lot of shades, and when I looked at this, I was very scared. I have brown skin. Would it look very bad? And you know, I don't know if anyone else does this. I bought it and I was scared to even try it because I thought it's not going to work. Doesn't that sound silly? Sometimes it does. Look at the packaging. It looks like a marshmallow cookie. Have you seen a marshmallow cookie? It looks like that. But this, it is so beautiful. See, did you see how it was blending out? So initially when you just put a patch, it looks like it is too light, but then you can so easily blend it out and it blends into your skin. It doesn't show like a white cast over your cheeks. It blends so pretty, and this is like a no makeup look highlighter, not a bronzer. This is like a no makeup look highlighter because it feels, or it shows like you're glowing from within. It doesn't seem like you're wearing a highlighter on top. It just looks like you have the perfect skincare done, perfect type of skin, and it is glowing from within. So I'm not wearing a highlighter right now. I'm not wearing a powder highlighter. So let me just show you how this works. I'm taking a lot, and do you see this? So it's just like you are glowing from within. I love this highlighter. I'm so glad I finally got the guts. I bought it. It was in my collection for at least 2 months, and then I gave it a try. And then I thought, what was I waiting for? Okay, so now I'm going highlighter overboard. So let's move on to the next product. Setting powder. So with setting powder, again, this is like a repetitive thing every time I talk about this. It is from Charlotte Tilbury. I think I've been wearing this for the past 3.5 years. Since the time I first tried it, I haven't put it down. It blurs my skin. It gives the airbrush finish for me. This has a refill. I just need to buy the refill, but this is my third full-size product, and I need to keep it in mind to just buy a refill the next time. The next product, I don't have it with me right now because I gave it off to my sister-in-law. It is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder. That is another powder that gives me coverage. So under eyes, if I use like the Sephora Glow Concealer, if I use that, I can still set this powder and it improves the coverage there, because this is the powder that has a little bit of coverage to it. So this also, even the Charlotte Tilbury powder has a little bit of coverage to it. So you know the trend. I'm not going with translucent powders. I'm going with powders that gives me a little bit of coverage. But maybe this time, so far I've always used the banana bread shade in Huda Beauty, but this time I might go for peach pie. I might do that, but that is in my wish list. So moving on to lips, I have lip liners. I have 3 brands, and I'll tell you the reasons why I have these 3. So the first is from Makeup Forever. I have it in the shade Limitless Blonde. I'm not going to waste time on the shades. So I have, everything is linked in the description box below. Makeup Forever it is because it has, it's not very dry, but it is not very creamy. So this is the driest of the other that I'm talking about, but it's not very dry. It is very long lasting. That is what I meant. This is the most long lasting. So with this, I can use any formulation of lipstick and it will stay put. I can wear a gloss on top of it. I can wear a lip balm on top of it and it will stay put. So hands down, this is my number 1 lip liner. So moving on to the next would be the Sephora Rouge lip liners. And these are very soft. So when you wear these, you can only wear a lipstick. You cannot wear a lip gloss because these are already very soft and creamy. They might bleed. The other one is from Rare Beauty. So this is the perfect in-between between the Makeup Forever and the Sephora Collection one. I like this because it not only has, it has a twisted it is a twisted pencil, and it also has the small sharpener. So sometimes I always like to have one of these in my traveling bag, because if I'm just traveling with my Makeup Forever, if I've forgotten my sharpener, then I use this one because this has an inbuilt sharpener. It's a twist tube. The only drawback about the Makeup Forever is you have to use a sharpener, but I think that is the reason why it is so good, because it is not in a twist up tube. When it's in a twist up tube, it becomes a little bit creamier. I think for it to stay strong and it to be a little bit thicker, that is why they put it in a pencil form where it is a sharpening form. So all three different reasons, three formulations. Moving on to lipstick, two formulations. The Rare Beauty, I don't know if they call it a matte. Yeah, it is the matte lipstick, but it gives a very soft, I can't say satin, but a very soft matte finish. It lasts all day long. And the other, I've been talking about this for a very long time. It is the Dior Rouge Forever. It is the transfer proof lipstick. I love it in the shade 525 Forever Cherie. This exactly doesn't transfer. If I am out for the entire day for a function, especially, I like to wear this because you're eating, you're drinking, and you're talking. You don't have time for a touch-up. So this is the lipstick, no touch-ups required. It would stay all day long. Moving on to lip glosses. First, I don't think I've spoken about this. This is my second bottle. You can already see that the bottle is finishing. So this is from Lawless. This is a lip gloss. It's very thick. People might not like it because it's so thick, but I love it because it's so thick. It stays all day long. Forget the filler. So it is a lip plumping, lip line smoothing gloss. It does all what it states. It is very thick, but it's not heavy on the lips, because when I wear it, I don't feel that it's super thick. I only know it is super thick because when I'm wearing it, the texture, I can feel the texture that it's thick. And this is in the shade Juicy Watermelon. It looks very pink in the bottle, but when I wear it, it gives me the very soft flushed pink color on my lips. I love it. And then the Pat McGrath, it is the Opulust lip glosses. This specific one is in the shade Dreamscape. I don't know if it comes in single shades. This was in a mini trio that I bought a few years back, but I like this. I still keep this in my bag. But other shades that I love in this collection, it has the beautiful glitter. Let me just show you how it looks. It has this bronzy, glittery, do you see that? It had this metallic finish, exactly. So this is the glitter shade, but it has this metallic finish that takes you retro right away. So my favorite shades in this formulation are listed in the description box below. And another very clear, lightweight, super glossy is from Fenty Beauty. Fenty Beauty can never go wrong with their lip glosses, but this is specifically from their Heat line, and this is in the shade Hot Cherry. I love this. Again, no makeup day. You just want a flush of color on your lips and look glossy, juicy, healthy. This is the one for you. Okay, I did my lips first and then going to brows. I should have started from top below. So brows, the Benefit Brow, always been a favorite. Super pigmented. Not very forgiving, but okay forgiving, but super pigmented. I love the precise tip. And the Rare Beauty, I haven't spoken about this, but the Rare Beauty brow pencil, this is very forgiving. It is a pencil, but it converts into a powdery texture when you're wearing it. It is very forgiving because it's really good for beginners. So I love the spoolie with this as well. The spoolie is very soft in this. Compared to the spoolie from Benefit Brow, the Benefit Brow spoolie has a little bit of thickness to it. It's a little spiky, very little spiky. But the Rare Beauty, it does the job, but it's very soft. And this is also very soft, very forgiving, really good eyebrow product for beginners. Okay, I've been talking for such a long time that my camera shut down. It's getting heated up, so I'm using a different camera. So if you feel the colors, the shades, everything different, I apologize. I just want to complete this video as soon as possible, and I didn't have time to adjust the settings, everything compared to the previous one. So yeah, we were talking about brows. So the last product, I don't have it in my hand, but it is from Kosas, the Eyebrow Pop. I have been using it for a very long time, since the time it was launched, I guess. And yeah, That is one product that you need to be a little bit of an expert to use it because it is waxy. It is super pigmented. It is forgiving. Though it is super pigmented, it is forgiving. You can move, you can just remove if there's any mistakes done. However, the tip of it is a little bit broad, and that is the reason I like it, because I have just 1 minute to do not 1 minute, I have just 5-10 minutes to do my makeup. That is the product that I would go for because I have a little bit broader brows. So just 2 swipes and my brows are done. But if you're a beginner, try to go with something like the Rare Beauty one because the tip is precise and it is a little more less pigmented. It's forgiving. So yeah, if you're a pro, definitely try the Kosas Eyebrow Pop. It's amazing. Okay, eyeshadow. My favorite from Sephora is still the Makeup by Mario, the Ethereal Eyes. But for some reason, it's no longer sold in Sephora. I am so disappointed. It's no longer sold in Sephora. So I was looking for another palette that I normally would go to, and that is from Huda Beauty. That is the Empowered palette. So these has few shades, like these 3 shades over here. These shades I would go if I want a very normal look. Normally I use just my bronzer as a transition shade, and I would go with any of these glitter or shimmery shades. But this is the palette that I would definitely go to if I want a smoky eye or something that has a little bit more darkness to it, a little bit grunginess. This is the palette. So I either go for something really soft where it's just a bronzer and a little bit glitter on top, or it's the extreme opposite. I go for a really dark, grungy, smoky eye. So this is another palette that is really worth the buck and really worth spending your money, especially on a sale. I also have some single shadows because, as I told you, I sometimes just use my bronzer and dab a little bit of glitter or shimmery shade on top. And the single shadows from Sephora are really, really good. They're not spoken a lot about. These were recently on sale. They were for $3.50 or $5. Few were for $3.50 and few for $5. I'm trying to speak as fast as possible. So yeah, I would link my favorite shades below in every formulation. They have shimmer, they have metallic, they have glitter, and they also have matte. The matte I haven't tried a lot, so I'm not going to talk about the matte, but the glitter, shimmer, metallic shades, awesome, awesome. Definitely give them a try. So are we done? Setting spray. All right, so for setting spray, I have one from Caliray. It is the Surf Proof setting spray. The Charlotte Tilbury is still my favorite, but there's not a lot of difference between the Charlotte Tilbury and the Caliray spray because they both give me the same amount. They settle down the powders. They give me a soft texture. They give me a long wear from my makeup. So not a lot of difference between these two, but the price is really, it's really there. This is over here and the Charlotte Tilbury is over there. So yeah, for setting spray, I have the Caliray setting spray. And I think that is all. For tools, I would say the Makeup by Mario. This is one tool that you can splurge on. You can see mine. I use this for blush, this side for bronzer. All of Makeup by Mario brushes are worth it. But if you want to spend your money on just one, this would be the one. And I think this is the F4. This is the F4 brush. It is even good for foundation. So this side you can use it for foundation, you can use it for bronzer. This you can use it for bronzer, for contouring, for blush. Perfect, perfect. The angle is so perfect and it works really well. So I think that is all for today's video. I am so glad I finished the video. So yeah, that is it. So the next video is going to be what is all in my wish list. So I'll link that as well. If it is already up, I would link that as well in the description box below. So take a look at my wish list as well. And if there's something that I haven't even mentioned here on my wish list and you feel it's amazing and I have to give it a try, let me know. I love trying new products, and if I have an excuse that you want me to try it, I will definitely try it. I have an explanation there. So that is it from my side. If you like this video, please make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching till the end, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.